I was like, Briony? Did Briony go away? Oh no, I think I'm away.
I couldn't tell if it was you or if it was me.
Yeah,
I was just
me
like,
either. But I think it was me because it said my stream was reconnecting and stuff. So,
Oh.
is it still working? Can you see via Parsec still?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But you certainly haven't produced any evidence to support your world claim, have you? None at all. There you have it. The good lady has yet to see evidence, my learned Japanese friend. Oh,
Wow.
we're just translating everything.
Yeah, you might as well. I'm working on it. Counsel, I will point out here that the jury's next decision will be final. We're really up against the wall here.
Oh, Mr. Naruhodo, you pursued Mr. Shamsur wonderfully there.
It's worked out well, hasn't it? We have a new clue at last. Alright, now I need to pull off a really insightful objection somewhere.
Well, as you've managed to expose this promising new angle, I wonder if you should perhaps try to develop that.
Ah, yes, of course. And yelling out objections isn't necessarily the best way to do that, I suppose.
Objection! It is a good way.
Yeah. So it was him we press, and then we get option for a thing.
Yeah.
Bring,
Wow,
bring,
wow,
bring.
wow.
When it's played fast like that, you notice it. Alright. So now it's present evidence. Arguably, the question is, do we present the torn envelope or the whole envelope?
I guess the whole.
Because that's the one that's new. But let's inspect it first.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess everything can be inspected, but nope. The envelope has been ripped open rather carelessly, hasn't it? The screen strikes me with the type to open correspondence more neatly than that. Ah,
What is it?
the way the envelope is torn, I'm almost sure I've seen the exact same shape somewhere else.
Oh, you don't mean... Were you thinking of this piece of evidence, Mr. Naruhodo?
Exactly, that's it. Try to match them up.
Oh!
Oh, bam!
They go together perfectly. This torn off end of the envelope clearly belongs with this card.
Bam! And now we have now we can present this, I imagine.
Yeah.
Can we not read the paper? Oh no, I guess we know what the paper says. Information about
Yeah.
Duncan Ross. Wrong button. Whoops. The envelope that contained the note to Miss Green and the torn off end we found fit together perfectly.
Yes, there's no question that they're from the same letter.
But that means something doesn't quite add up here, does it? Right, so I guess we probably present that one then. I don't see why we should... Technically this was found in his place, but...
Yeah.
I guess we try Miss Green's card. Yeah, probably. Wrong button.
Take that!
Uh-oh. No? Here we go. I believe this card reveals the answer. Good lord! Miss Green's card, you mean? Her green card! That's right, my lord. It reads, I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 p.m. on 17th. So I think that's why both of them were there at Briar Road, because he sent it.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody else about this letter or the meeting. It is a matter of utmost importance. Mr. Shamspeare, your actions on the afternoon of Mr. Green's stabbing are exactly as described in this note. Personally, I find it hard to believe that it's a coincidence. Don't you, Mr. Shamspeare?
Excuse me, can I say something?
Yes, Miss Green.
That card was delivered to me. It doesn't have anything to do with this odd man, does it?
Well, you'd think so, yes. But it's hard to believe it's merely...
My lord, may I?
may you what, Miss Green?
I'd like to make something very clear about that card.
Very well, then. You may amend your testimony to include details about peculiar note.
This note was delivered to me at my address. It's nothing to do, with the odd man next to me here.
Well, we press and present the thing that we found, I guess, but... I guess we could present immediately, but let's press first. I think you said that you received it the day before the incident, didn't you?
Yes, that's right. There appears to be no indication of the sender's name or address on the envelope. It was in my letterbox, and that's all I know. I'm afraid I've no idea who sent it.
Moving the period around. No, the dots, the punctuation mark. I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Who is this Duncan Ross, please?
A friend of mine. He attended the same art school as I do. He passed away in a tragic accident a month ago now, so... I wasn't sure what to make of that note, to be honest, but in the end, I decided to go.
So you found out what the information was?
Of course I didn't. You're not thinking straight. Whilst on our way there, she was stabbed in the back. As my learned friend hopefully remembers.
Ah, yes, of course. She never made it to the meeting.
Oh, Mr. Nero.
Mr. Naruto. Alright, so now we have the note. And we present this piece. Wrong button.
Objection.
I'm going to have to add wrong button to your memorable Riddian quotes on your wiki page.
Yeah. You'd think it would be easy to remember, because I'm using a PlayStation controller, but almost all PC games use Xbox controller like indicators. You'd think it'd be easy to remember which button is what, but it isn't. Because it changes all the time. And then every now and then, all right, I'm going to play with a different controller now that has Y, B, X, and A. And it's the Switch controller, which has them on different places.
Yeah,
So,
Nintendo screw me over so much with the fact that they just decide to put select and back opposite to every other controller. And I'm just like, why? Why couldn't you just line it up?
Well, no, what do you mean select and back? It's always on the left. On the thing.
No, it's different on Nintendo.
No, not on my controller.
Oh.
Select is on the left. There were either the minus button, which is usually select. And then start is the plus. Like technically it's not, it's the same.
Those two. Oh, I meant of the like A, B, X, Y.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's because so first of all, Nintendo was first, by the way. Their Super Nintendo was the first one that had that little combination of buttons of A, B, X, and Y.
That is true. It's
And
everyone else I should be angry
yeah,
at.
and they had B at the bottom, A at the right, Y at the left, and X at the top. That's what they had, right? And then PlayStation came along, and since they used symbols, it was mostly fine. Except, of course, that one of the symbols was a cross, or like a sideways cross, which is an X. And that was now on an entirely different position, right? So now that's weird. But even then, it was mostly fine, right? It's just there's a thing in Japanese video games. Usually the right button, the circle, is the accept button. Like, yes, that's what we're doing. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Well, no, don't do that. No, it's the cross, which makes out because you cross it out. So like cancel, So that's why it usually works that way in Japanese games. But for some reason, when it went over when a lot of games were like localized to the Western audience, they changed that. I remember that particularly being some PlayStation RPGs had that flipped around from what I was used to back in Super Nintendo. And then when you went back to playing some Super Nintendo, some other Western games that were designed there, they already was like it used to be with the A and with the cross and cancel or whatever.
Yeah.
Then the real problem came with the Xbox game, because they were like, we're also going to use X, Y, B, and A. But they just flipped them around for no reason. Now you have X on the left and Y on the top, and A on the bottom and B on the right. So it's Microsoft's fault. It's their fault. If you're gonna use those 4 letters, you have to use them at the right place. Otherwise, make new things.
Yeah.
It's really annoying, actually. I really hate it. It's dumb. What Nintendo usually does well these days is that it doesn't always type the letter. It just shows the little 4 circle of the 4 buttons, and then one is black and the other are white, or the other way around. So inherently, you know, it's the right button or the left button of the face buttons, so to speak, you know, because they are the only like 4 circles, you know, that's what it means, because the D-pad is a D-pad and the analog sticks look like another way, so it works.
Yeah,
So
it makes
it's
me because
Microsoft
I
that's screwing
still have to
everything up.
like look down and check.
Yeah. Well, yesterday,
Every now and then.
so in this game, and also yesterday when we were playing WWE 2K22, I'm playing with my PlayStation controller, which has like X, you know, square, triangle, and circle. And then there's just press Y, and I'm like, and I have to, and there's always a split second before I remember, oh yeah, on an Xbox, Y is the top one. And like, press A, A is the bottom one, I think. And I have to remember that, and like it takes a step longer, so sometimes still get the wrong one. But yeah, anyway. And upon carrying out the instructions in the note, you found yourself in the hospital.
Yes, I did. It's terrible, everything that's happened to me.
Yes, it is terrible. If it's all true, that is. Dun, 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 dun.
Throwing shade.
Nintendo may have owned the rights for the layout, forcing Microsoft to change it or pay. I can't imagine literally, because if that was the case, then surely using the same letters but slightly shifting would also be problematic. I honestly think they should just call it like 1, 2, or 3, 4 or something. I don't know, or just a small. Maybe arrows are too annoying, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd say you basically do like triangles, but they aim in different way. So you have up triangle on up, and left triangle on left, and right triangle on right, and bottom triangle on bottom. That would work, I think, pretty well. Because there's still a symbol, there's a triangle pointing somewhere, and you can still see that it looks different than the D-pad or
like
anything.
a tiny DDR pad.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
DDR for your thumbs. What do you mean?
Screen, have a look at this, please. It's the torn off end of an envelope.
Oh, is it?
And it so happens that it fits together perfectly with the envelope of the note you received.
Where did you find that?
In Mr. Shamspeare's room. Hey, in my room? Mr. Shamspeare, do you perhaps remember this note from somewhere? Well, your actions that afternoon followed the instructions in the note to the letter. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 p.m. on 17th. So that's exactly where you went. Let me ask you again, Mr. Shamspeare. You already knew about this note, didn't you? And you, Miss Green.
What did I do?
As this torn-off end of the envelope proves, the note was originally in Mr. Shamspeare's room. So how is it that it came to be in your possession?
I don't have the first idea. I'm just a fledgling artist after all.
There is only one explanation. You broke into Mr. Shamspeare's room and stole it. You did what? Sorry, thou hast what? You broke? I mean, thou were in my room? Wow, he's dropping character. What on earth do you want with me? It would seem that both witnesses need to testify again.
Miss Green. Yes?
Whilst you have the court's sympathy, I'm sure for the suffering you have endured in recent events. Anyone found to be giving false testimony in a court of law will be duly punished. Please bear that in mind.
Yes, I know.
Very well then, witnesses. You will give formal testimony again now. On the subject of this curious anomaly regarding the note Miss Green claims to have received. The anomaly of the note. So I'm just pouring some water. I do remember now. 'Twas a week ago, peradventure, that note was delivered unto me. On the day writ therein, I did tarry a long hour at the Slug and Salad, yet nobody came. Thereafter, on the evening I shared the company of the Japanese fellow, I did see the note had vanished.
I don't know what you mean. You think I snuck into this man's room, do you? Why would I? I can point out the villain here. And as for that torn off piece of the envelope, I don't know anything about it.
Claiming ignorance. You now claim to have received this letter, do you, Mr. Shamspeare? Faith, 'tis so, my lord, and I would swear to have set it upon the table in my humble lodgings. Yet 'tis clear to me now that since I returned from the tavern that night, I have not laid eyes upon it. Well, that being the case, young lady, it would appear that your testimony was...
A lie? Is that what you think? How unfair of you to think that I'm the one lying.
I beg your pardon?
I'm just a fledgling artist, as I said, and a fledgling artist don't lie.
Oh yeah, well-known fact about fledgling artists.
That note was delivered to me at my address. Besides, we all know who the liar is around here.
Wow. That is jumped 2 steps to the left. But that's fine.
True.
You know, I think we have the right to remix their responses a little
I
bit.
do. This is the abridged version.
Yeah. How do you explain the facts, Miss Green, if that's true? See? Like that. I can do that.
It's like when you copy someone's homework and you just
Change it around a bit. Yeah. This part of the envelope was without question found in Mrs. Shamspeare's room. I don't see why I should explain. So she interrupted there. Okay, yeah. I wondered why that popped ahead. Sorry?
I'm a fledgling artist. My job here is just to say what happened. That's all. It's your job to give the explanations and the proofs. You, the fledgling lawyer.
The fledgling will do his best.
Evidently, my learned friend's cross-examination is our only hope of learning the truth.
Well, counsel? I'm ready, my lord. Very well, then. Defense will now proceed with the cross-examination of the witnesses.
Miss Green clearly did break into Mr. Shamspeare's room. There can be no question of that. And that's how she acquired the note.
Yes, 2 facts that are starting to lead me to a possible explanation for all this. And it's not a pretty one.
Is it going to turn out that... No.
Can turn out that no.
Olive Green wouldn't have killed... No, she wouldn't have killed her love, would she?
I don't
would
think
she?
so.
People don't
No.
murder each other.
People
no.
don't murder.
No.
No, I don't think so. Like, she might have done something out of, like, wanting to have revenge for her lover's death or something.
Yeah.
But I don't think she was the one that killed him or anything.
Where does
she
that
might have maybe
lead to?
Maybe so. Obviously, Selden was around as well. Like he still keeps being mentioned. There's a reason he's still part of all of this. I think he's the one connected to Shamspeare. Shamspeare either was the cellmate or knew the cellmate or something. So he's after the treasure. And then I think he killed Duncan Ross. But but the more this comes around, like now if Olive Green has actually been involved somehow.
Yeah.
Like, because Susato and Ryunosuke now seems sure that she broke into Shamspeare's room to get the envelope. Maybe she didn't break in to get the envelope. She just broke in and saw the envelope. As in, like, she broke in because, like, this is where I think that this guy killed Duncan. I'm going to go investigate.
Yeah.
And then she happened to find the thing, and then she's like, oh man, now I will know who killed Duncan. And then stuff happened.
I love that he's just playing with his dangle.
His dangle.
Oh, I've had an AMA redeemed from
Okay.
Kirsty saying, "Will you marry me?"
Oh my god.
Yes.
Briony, I hate
so
to
weird.
I hate to be the one to mention this, but you're already married.
Yeah, but I have a husband. This would be my wife.
I don't think that's how it works.
It is. You have two.
No, you can't. No.
You have two attachment slots.
You have space for 2 in your inventory.
Yeah.
Don't
So
think that's how
Kirsty's
it works.
gonna take up one of them. Is she asking me or Van Zeek? So that's the point, actually.
Yeah, actually. Van Seeks might have been on screen with that AMA was redeemed.
What about second marriage? I don't think Alex has heard of second marriage.
No, that's the thing. Man, I should rewatch them as well. They're good movies, and I
Do
haven't
it
watched
tonight.
them in
Stay
ages.
up with me all night and watch Lord of the Rings.
Sure, maybe.
Kirsty,
yeah.
do you want to drive to Bristol and watch all 3 Lord of the Rings with me tonight, so I don't have to sleep? Is
Poor
that
Kirsty doesn't
tempting
get to
offer?
sleep. Yeah.
No.
I do remember now. It was a week ago, peradventure. The note was delivered unto me.
Hold it!
And can you shed any light on the contents of the note at all? Nay, sire. 'Tis as strange to me as a foreign tongue. Even with a knowledge of literature as great as mine own, verily, 'tis impenetrable. But Mr. Duncan Ross had lodgings in the same household as you. In effect, he was your neighbor, so surely you knew him, didn't you? Alack. I'm sorry?
Alas.
Alack?
Is that like alas?
I mean, I've heard of alas. I've never heard of alack.
Me neither.
Alack, if the choices be twixt I knew him and I knew him not, I knew him not, Horatio. Then 'tis with foreboding that I must be forced to declare we were by some small measure acquainted. Despite your claims, though, you followed the note's instruction and went to the Slug and Salad. Presumably that was nothing to do with your knowledge of literature. Marry, naught will have been the better of me, sire, save for the lure of curiosity. So 'tis true, I was compelled by mine own eager heart to betake myself to the tavern. Yet, in the end, my curiosity was not satiated. On the day therein, I did tarry a long hour at the Slug and Salad, yet nobody came.
Hold it!
Why is he Irish now? He's not Irish.
I was thinking he's going slightly Scottish in some way. He's trying to keep up appearances. His facade is slipping.
Yeah. So even after waiting for an hour, nobody appeared? Well, yes, sir. 'Tis as thou sayest. Really? You paused for a moment before you answered. In truth, when thou asked whether nobody appeared, I did suddenly recall. Really? Do you mean to tell the court that somebody did appear after all? I was not alone that night at the Slug and Salad, my lord. No, 'tis returning to me now. I don't know if it's his voice or what
Bless
voice, but
you.
I'm starting to feel a little bit.
Oh no.
Yeah, sorry, that wasn't a sneeze. That was just a little bit of a cough.
Oh,
But I appreciate the bless you regardless.
blessings.
Yes, indeed. I did treat my lips to almost clear water, and mine innards to a premium crust of bread. Okay, wow. How lovely. And all around me danced a great many companions. What do you mean? Flies, sire. Flies! Oh my god! How poor is their life? Good lord! In the name of Beelzebub, what were they? Fairies, perchance, from a Midsummer Night's Dream? Come to taunt me? I think they were just flies.
I can't help thinking that the flies ought to choose something more wholesome to buzz around. Is that wrong of me?
Thereafter, on the evening I shared the company of the Japanese fellow, I did see the note had vanished.
Hold it!
When exactly did you notice it had gone missing? Such idle thoughts now occupy my mind. I am busied with great... I need to drink some water. It's been a lot of talking, I guess.
Nick has asked if it's my dream to one day get a photo of me, you, Alex, and Kirsty, because it will be my real husband, my wife, and my streamer husband. We could just
That'd be a hell of a
get
family,
dressed
yeah.
up fancy and have the picture on the mantelpiece.
Yes, that'd be amazing.
Or pose for one of those like Victorian family portraits.
Yeah, I'd be up for that. That sounds fun. I am busied with great ideas.
In other words, you didn't notice.
Several days passed between your outing to the tavern and Mr. Natsume's visit to your room. Yes, it would appear that the note disappeared sometime in that interval. Such idle thoughts now occupy my mind. I am busied with great ideas. And yet during that time, Miss Green was comatose in the hospital, was she not? Clearly then, she could not have been stealing things from Mrs. Shamspeare's room.
Yes, of course. It's all some sort of misunderstanding, isn't it, Mr. Prosecutor, sir?
You have so far failed to give a satisfactory explanation as to how you came by the note. I am not here to advocate for your defense, madam. I won't tolerate inconsistencies in your story.
I guess that is the thing. He's not here to advocate for anyone's defense. More
He's
the
just
opposite.
Eye candy.
Oh, yeah, the opposite.
Oh boy. No, he's here to advocate for people's offense. Against people.
It's true. You would do well to remember that.
Oh, she's shaking.
Yeah.
Oh, dearie me.
What's Lord Van Seek's getting at?
I don't know what you mean. You think I snuck into this man's room, do you? Why would I?
Hold it!
It seems that this note was actually delivered to Mr. Shamspare about 1 week ago.
Oh, does it?
But for some reason, it ended up in your possession. I can't think of any way that could have happened except for you breaking into Mr. Shamspare's lodgings.
Objection!
But for what reason would the witness have done that?
I
I won't deny that Miss Green's possession of the note would appear to defy logic. However, until and unless her involvement in this case can be proven in some other way, any further pursuit of this note is meaningless.
Miss Green could only have come to be in possession of the note by stealing it from Mr. Shamspeare's room. And yet, there's no obvious reason why she would have done such a thing.
I think because she suspected Shamspare being involved in Duncan's death, so she wanted to do some of her own investigation. That's my thinking in regards to motive.
Yeah.
What if there was some other reason she broke into his lodgings, though?
Yes, we should pursue that idea, Mr. Naruhodo.
We're close now. I can feel it. We're so close to a breakthrough.
I can point out the villain here, and as far for that torn off piece of envelope, I don't know anything about it.
Hold it! So you don't want to tell the court the truth about the letter, is that it?
I'm a fledgling artist, remember? Artists are nearly always introverted characters.
Introverted? Fie! This fledgling doth readily cast aspersions upon my nature. Yet I am an angel, a seraph. Birds do harmonize with my song. The wind doth frolic on my wing. Oh, pity! Wherefore dost thou accuse one so pure of heart, ample woman?
Pure of heart? I don't think so. Even a fledgling like me can see you're just a failure.
Tragedy! Thou shalt not know the true heart of an artist until thine instruction hereafter by death. Oh, the days! Oh, the years! Alas, to enlighten thee, thou must wait so long and in vain.
Kirsty says, how many subs for Ridian to do an entire stream with this voice?
I do enjoy voicing him, but for some reason today it's causing havoc on my throat. I think it's just the sheer amount of talking.
Yeah.
Interject with some clever remark. This is your chance to shine.
I'm no Shakespearean actor, Mrs. Sato. No, as far as I can tell, the only thing that's going to resolve this argument
Is evidence, yes. Show them your lawyer's armband again. It's clear that Miss Green did in fact break into Mr. Shamsby's room, isn't it? And that's where she's found this letter.
Yes, two more or less foregone conclusions that led me to one terrifying conclusion.
Terrifying?
Yes, I'm afraid to say. The outcome of this cross-examination may well change how we look at this case completely. Whenever, Runosuke or Phoenix, right, or Apollo says stuff like that, I'm like, hey, wait a minute, so you know what's going on, then why do I have to figure it out, you know? Why would I present Duncan Ross?
I guess so, yeah.
Because why?
Nope.
I mean, what would it be? Would it be something like she
Wrote the note and was trying to lure him there to say that she knew what he did or something?
But then why would she go and grab the note?
I guess maybe she regretted it and couldn't go through with it or something. I don't know. I feel like that
Maybe.
key must be something significant as well, because
What key?
the key that she wears around her neck.
Oh, yeah.
Do, 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 do.
See, I think it has to be regarding with Duncan, but it wasn't that on this one, at least. Torn up piece of the envelope, I don't know anything about it.
What if?
But it matches, though.
Yeah. What if? Well, I guess that's the bit that she left behind.
Oh, no. That was advocate. Yes, you do appear to have something of the devil in you, Mr. Naruhodo. Says the man merrily dishing out penalties.
Imagine if this was how it worked in real court. They were like, you have 5 guesses, and if you get it wrong...
Yeah. We officially say guilty.
What if it's to do with, like, maybe she went in there for the painting? Maybe it was his painting and she wanted it back. I don't know.
So we would present, like
the one with the handprint.
This one?
Yeah. No, that can't be right,
feels
can it?
wrong. I'm gonna save just in case we run out. I'm gonna save just in case we run out of saves.
Yeah. Or would it be something? No. I don't know.
I actually I'm having a hard time figuring out what's going on here. So the way I see, keep pressing the wrong button. So the only thing to like, okay, so that's whatever. Also, whatever. Also, whatever.
Yeah.
Unless... Didn't we find... Does it say that we found the note? No, it doesn't say where we found the note.
And we can't see... Can we see the torn picture? The torn... No.
No. But this was found in Shakespeare's room.
Yeah. Do, 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 do. Boop, 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 boop. What else is...
This
oh,
to
so
me
then-
feels like the one we should evidence against, you know?
Yeah, because it's like, why would I? This is why.
Yeah, exactly. Either this or I don't know anything about it, and then like, well, yeah, but why was it found? Why does it match? But I think we've been through that already, and I think I did
Yeah.
present this and it was wrong.
I'd say... So wait, what have we tried so far? We've just tried the photo
I've
on the
tried-
previous statement.
No, I tried the photo of Duncan Ross here, and I think I tried the envelope here.
Yeah.
I am actually a little bit stumped.
I say try on the previous statement, try the painting
Okay,
just in case.
sure.
It's probably not. But you never know.
Objection.
Ah.
Boy.
Wow. Then why? I mean, the poison? There's a bold assertion, but maybe.
Well, remember we used to say that, oh, there was no poison to be found in... So there couldn't have been suicide because there was no poison to be found, you know?
Objection.
Yeah. Oh.
Because maybe she went in there to poison him.
Yeah.
And then she was going to poison herself as well.
Like Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah. Except
Stabbing.
she hated him. But yeah.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yesterday at the hospital, we saw you with this bottle. And though the contents spilled during the course of our meeting, a small quantity remained.
Ah.
According to the defense's independent analysis, Mr. Sholmes' chemistry set, the liquid that was still in the bottle was identified. Strychnine.
What? Strychnine? The very same poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspeare.
Ah? Miss Green, you broke into this man's lodgings for one reason and one reason alone. To cover the end of the pipe that feeds the gas lamp in Mr. Shamspeare's room with poison. So she knew that he was a gas cheater
Ah.
and decided this will be a way to poison him. Can this be? You broke into my room to... It may seem incredible to the court, but from the remaining clues, there is only one logical conclusion that we can reach. The person who attempted to take Mr. Shamspeare's life with poison
Oh.
was you, Miss Olive Green.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dearie. Me!
No!
Oh, we don't
Oh,
get to see
no!
her picture.
Order! Order! Counsel, are you seriously suggesting this woman put poison on the end of the gas pipe with intent to kill? Yes, my lord. There's no other way to explain the facts. But if Miss Green did indeed set this odious trap 6 days ago, and the victim had put his mouth on the pipe that very evening as expected, the attempted murder would have happened 6 days ago, surely. Well, it's a very good point.
Perhaps not, my lord.
I beg your pardon?
There was a significant police presence in the area that evening on account of the incident on Briar Road. Local residents were being interviewed throughout the night as part of the ongoing inquiry. A circumspect criminal would likely have chosen not to carry out any wrongdoing at that time.
Lord Zeke's.
And of course, the following morning there was more activity at Mr. Shamspear's address.
More activity? Ah, yes. You mean his fellow lodger, Mr. Natsume, being arrested on suspicion of murder?
That's right. And as the defense has already proposed, Mr. Shamspear was meddling with the gas in the pipe for a very sinister reason himself. To cause the gas stove in Mr. Natsume's room to go out, thereby asphyxiating the occupant.
But once Mr. Natsume had been arrested, his room was under constant surveillance by the police. In the circumstances, Mr. Shamspear had no reason to blow air into the gas pipe.
His intended victim being in a prison cell. With the need to tamper with the gas removed, the poison on the pipe lay dormant.
And then, 3 days ago now, the situation changed again.
Right. Mr. Natsume's trial, which took place here at the Old Bailey, came to an end. The trial in which the man stood accused of stabbing Miss Green in the back, but was duly acquitted. That resulted in Mr. Natsume returning to his lodgings for the first time in 2 days. And that very night, his gas stove mysteriously went out, and Mr. Shamspear was mysteriously poisoned. In conclusion, the poison that was present on the mouth of the gas pipe had been put there in the victim's room some 4 days earlier. Mary!
Oh, it's just a blank canvas.
Yeah. I guess. Wow, alright. I love how she's standing on a box. With that new understanding, it becomes clear that this letter was all part of the plan. What plan? The court will recall that the note gave instructions to visit the Slug and Salad at 5 o'clock, and that the recipient should tell nobody else. The reasons for those instructions are now clear. Get him away so he can poison, maybe?
Yeah, get him out so she knows when he's out of his room.
Yeah.
To ensure that the lodger would not be at home at the stated time.
To make sure I wasn't home? Exactly. While you were out, Miss Green could safely slip into your room, knowing that she wouldn't be disturbed. You mean to say that letter was written by Miss Green, yes. And in order to cover her tracks, she took it away with her when she left. Just after she smeared poison over the mouth of the gas pipe in your room. Oda! Oda! What do you have to say for yourself, witness? Just who are you? Why did you try to kill me? Miss Green's motive should be obvious. It's all tied up with someone whose name we've heard several times already during the course of this trial. Duncan Ross.
So, that's what's behind all this.
You will share your apparent understanding with the court, please, counsel. And ideally with the player who's controlling your moves as well. So that the player doesn't have to decide for themselves. Which person is behind this woman's motive for the attack on the victim's life?
Take that!
Duncan Ross. That's right. Before the defendant, Mr. Natsume, took up residence in the lodgings of Mr. Garridebs, somebody else was renting the room. Mr. Duncan Ross.
I knew I'd heard the name somewhere else before. It was all over the papers a month ago, when the man died in strange circumstances at the haunted lodgings.
That does ring a vague... Ah, of course, yes, I remember now. The young man they claimed was strangled by the convict's curse or some such. Sadly, my lord, it wasn't a curse of any kind, nor was it an accident. The man died as a result of Mr. Shamspear blowing into the gas pipe and causing gas to leak into the room. It was murder, plain and simple. Ah!
Well, what do you know? The world is so unfair. Curses, curious deaths. That's all people care about. If it's an interesting story they want to know, it doesn't cross their minds that real people are involved. And once they're bored, just 1 month later, once the story's lost its appeal, everyone's forgotten him.
You mean you... Duncan was... Mr. Ross was Miss Green's fiancé. Fiancé? You may not have known until now who Miss Green really is, Mr. Shamspeare. But she's known exactly who you are all along. Because you're her sworn enemy. The murderer who took the life of the man she was to marry. Mary! He's brought back saying Mary. Miss Green, is it not the case that in order to exact revenge on Mr. Shamspeare, you smeared poison over the end of the gas pipe? It's very fitting. Like, he dies while trying to kill someone else, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, if you didn't try to kill yet another person, you wouldn't die.
Aww.
This is all quite extraordinary. Am I correct in my understanding that you now accuse both parties, counsel, each on different counts of murder? Yes, my lord. That's correct.
Objection.
Inhaling so deeply, it appears that my fledgling learned friend
Oh, he
has
calls me
taken in a
fledgling now as
lungful
well.
of dubious gas that's causing his judgment to be clouded.
Now he's also calling me fledgling. What?
Why would Mr. Shamspeare have waited to kill these lodgers, as you say? I mean, wanted.
Wanted. Or waited as well, perhaps.
Why
but
has he
mostly
wanted to
wanted.
wait to kill the lawyers? He wanted to kill the lodgers.
On
You
the
say?
wait.
You have completely failed to provide a motive to substantiate your accusation against the
but
man.
But we have one.
We got one, Vol.
Yeah. Yes, that's right, Mr. Reaper, my liege. I have been slighted. 'Tis lies, all lies. I deny every utterance. I don't know why he's all of a sudden become a little bit like this. That's not the intention. It's when I do the voice like that, I have a tendency to start rolling the R's, but he doesn't. No, he doesn't roll the R's at all. In fact, he's much more like this, dear fellow. So I have to, think.
Tally what home. And you'll have to forgive me, Mr. Naruhodo, but I don't intend to admit to anything either. Oh,
Miss Green.
I'm sure you'll think I'm being very rude, but I'm not going to be sent to the gallows for the likes of this scoundrel.
Sword and shield at the ready.
Objection.
You broke into the man's room. If you didn't do it to smear poison on the pipe, what was your reason?
I thought I'd have a look around, that's all.
Sorry?
You're right, I suspected him. So I thought perhaps I might find some evidence or something in his room.
He's still jumping while all of this is going on.
Evidence that it was him who took Duncan's life.
Oh, vileness! Oh, villainy! Oh, tyranny! Oh, rotundity of woman! Stop calling her fat, you evil man!
It's not enough that he's murdered her fiancé.
Yeah, jeez. But in any case, when I leave my room, I do turn the key in the lock.
That whole place is falling apart. The locks on the doors are no different. Duncan showed me once how to unlock the door with some terps and a piece of wire.
Oh, awfulness! Oh, artfulness! Oh, tyranny! Oh, profanity of woman!
We will consider your trespassing on some future occasion, but for now, tell the court what you found. What evidence your search revealed.
Well, I spotted the note that I'd sent him lying on the floor. When I went to pick it up, I noticed something. One of the floorboards was loose, and underneath it, I discovered a secret hiding place.
Eh? Yes, we also discovered that hiding place.
Inside we found a newsletter, a newspaper cutting, a photograph and an empty tin box. Ah, yes. Well, the thing is, when I found it,
The tin box wasn't empty.
Oh,
the box wasn't empty.
did it have the key in it?
Yeah, probably. What? There was something in it?
Yes.
There was the key.
This rather nice key.
Ah! What are you doing with that? What the?
Every ounce of colour has drained from his face.
Give it here! Give it to me now! It's mine! I inherited it!
What was that, witness? What did you say? You inherited it?
No, What's all this about? He inherited that key?
It was obviously important to you since you'd gone to such lengths to hide it, so I took it. I don't know what it's for, but you took something precious from me, so I took something precious from you. So what if it means you can't open something now? I don't care.
Give it back this minute! Give it to me! Calm yourself, witness. So Mr. Shamsper has tried, and in one case succeeded, to take the life of 2 lodgers now. Yes, his motive for doing so is the key to everything that's happened.
And the key is the motive.
And the motive is the key. It's true that there appears to be no motive to support the accusation against Mr. Shamsper, at first. But considering everything we now know, I think there's actually something that could explain it.
What?
To recall every piece of evidence at our disposal, everything we've seen and heard. Because I'm sure that I just caught a glimpse of the link that runs through all of these events. In that case, counsel, I must demand that you present evidence to the court in support of your claim. With 1 star left. What is it you say can explain the motivation for Mr. Shamsper's alleged crimes?
Yeah, I was gonna say the folder.
Yeah. Which says thousands of pounds of... Wait, no? Yeah, estimated £1,000 worth of loot.
Take that!
That's an official police report, is it not?
The Selden file? How did you get hold of that?
Selden? The now sadly deceased Mr. Ross and the defendant Mr. Natsume have only one thing linking them. The fact that they had lodgings in the same room. Well, yes, we know this, certainly.
A room that was formerly occupied by Selden. Until, that is, he was arrested by Scotland Yard for his involvement in multiple burglaries.
So maybe he wasn't the cellmate, Shamsper, but he did hear about where he lived and that the money was missing. So he was like, I gotta get into that. Or maybe he does know where it is, but I feel
Yeah,
like
because
if
if he
would,
has a key to something,
yeah,
I
Maybe
reckon
there's a safe or
he's
something.
His son.
Selden's son, you think?
Yeah.
He did say inherited, so
Yeah.
Selden Shamsper. Maybe. Unless Selden is his last name. And Shamsper isn't his real name, maybe. I don't know. I see. And it so happens that convict Selden left behind one very substantial mystery when he died.
The sum of £1,000 worth of loot that he stole. Which as yet remains to be found.
Ah, yes, of course. It's coming back to me now. It's written in this file here.
£1,000 lost en route to hell. That was how the papers summed it up.
And it seems that one particular fellow inmate was with the convict in his final moments. It's not hard to imagine Selden entrusting that inmate with his most closely guarded secret, the location of the stolen loot, and perhaps a key to unlock whatever container the valuables were in.
I think you're right then. I think it was.
Yeah.
You mean this key is...
Mrs. Shamsper, it was you, wasn't it? You were at the capital offender's side when he died, were you not? What are you talking about? Tis a false charge, I tell you, a false charge.
The name of the inmate who was with Selden at his death isn't noted in this file. But a simple telegram to the prison where he died would quickly tell us how false the charge really is.
But But even if it's true, why would the man be so intent on killing every subsequent occupant of the convict's lodgings? There's only one explanation for that, my lord. It was in that very room that Selden hid his loot.
So, it all comes out.
Yes, and having established that, all of Mr. Shamspeare's subsequent actions start to make perfect sense.
When he was let out of prison following Selden's death, he made immediately for Mr. Garadev's lodgings in the hope of renting Selden's old room. However, the retired army man was unable to offer him the accommodation of his choice.
Because Selden's old room had already been let to somebody else, Mr. Duncan Ross.
Which is sorry. Is Patroclus, can you please go into Rithian's chat and use that emote?
Oh god, what is this?
You might have seen it before because I think it's Soviet Womble.
Okay.
But it's just the little shocked Womble. I just keep seeing it out the corner of my eye. Every time something shocking happens. It's making me giggle. Which is why Mr. Shamspeare subsequently devised his gas-based plot to kill the occupant of the room. And when he was successful, he presumably intended to inquire about switching into the newly vacant room.
However, a certain jittery someone had beaten him to it. Mr. Soseki Natsume, the defendant of this case, no less. So you decided to use the ploy with the gas again, didn't you, Mr. Shamspeare? This time to oust Mr. Natsume. Oh god, there it is.
Just every time there's like a dun dun, and then I see this little womble like.
It is a very good emote. It's a fantastic emote, actually. Like such huge eyes and the mouth. It's really good. All for one simple and avaricious reason: to get your hands on the 1,000 pounds of loot left behind by the dead convict. Maybe it was his scream that got my throat all last time, because it was a long scream. Looks like I'm gonna snuff it before. Oh, this is Selden. Looks like I'm gonna snuff it before they get to stretch my neck. Listen, I want you to have my loot. Anything to stop the cops getting their mitts on it. It's sitting in the room where I was lodging when they got me. Yeah, this is the key to it. Take it. Always stay one step ahead, mate. See you in hell, I guess. Shamspeare.
It's like Danny Dyer was in the room.
It's mine. What did you just say? It's mine. That loot is mine.
Oh my gosh.
Mr. Shamspeare. It's all lies. I don't accept any of it. Why should I? After all, you don't have a shred of evidence. You can't prove I killed that fellow. Forsooth, I'm the victim here, remember? Isn't that right, ladies and gentlemen? If I don't admit to it, there's nothing you can do. You can't arrest me. For the time being, anyway. Verily, you can't arrest the victim, can you? Isn't that right, ladies and gentlemen? I'm so close. I just need a few more hours. I swore to myself that I'd get my hands on it. I can almost taste it. Now, do you really think I just give up? There's no question in my mind now. This man is guilty through and through.
But he seems so utterly intoxicated by the idea of that loot.
I guess if you've been dirt poor forever, just
Yeah.
the idea of suddenly having £1,000, which was a lot of money back in these days, it Like, it literally would, like, this would change my life in every single possible way for the better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that's in any way excuse for what he did, but I can understand why people get desperate in that way.
I'm afraid that however hard you press him, he'll never admit to what he's done, Mr. Naruhodo.
There is a way.
Pardon?
There's one way I can finish him.
No.
He's already committed the most heinous crimes to get his hands on that loot. Which means all we now need to do is find it first.
A fine plan. Were it not for the fact that the police thoroughly searched the room following the death of Mr. Ross. If it's there at all, it must be very well hidden indeed.
Without conclusive evidence, I certainly cannot rule.
If only there was some way we could find the convict's loot quickly.
This is the final piece in this complex puzzle. Okay, so you say you cannot rule. Last time, we can just get the jury. That's how I've almost lost multiple times. Can't we just get the jury? He's basically almost admitted doing it. Let's just ask the jury. I'm pretty sure they're gonna rule for guilty for him and innocent for Nateki. But no, for some reason I have to also find the stolen loot.
Yeah.
Like, they just get to do it, but man. This is the final piece in the complex puzzle. But I think we might have it in our possession already. Or rather, I think we may well have something that can help us find where that loot is hidden. My lord. Yes, counsel? The defense would like to make a proposal about how to find the late convict's hidden loot. I believe we are already in possession of something that could give us a clue as to his whereabouts. Realistically, just because we know where the loot is, that doesn't change his guilt or not. This is an entirely separate thing.
Because if he's just also guessing where it is, doesn't really... Well, I guess... I think the thing that would prove it more would be if we found out that it definitely was him in that... in the cell.
Yeah. That... And, you know... That at least gives him... Well, I mean, I guess the thing is, like, to get someone to prove that they've done something, you know, motive means an opportunity. And I feel like he has all of it. We know that he... Because really, for us, it doesn't matter if the loot is there or not. All that matters is that he thinks the loot is there or not. And he clearly thinks it's there. So really, this part is weird. But this happens all the time in Phoenix Wright or Ace Attorney. And you kind of just have to accept it. That part of what you have to do is solve the entire case. Even though you're really just there to say... Actually, my entire thing is that Natsume didn't try to kill this guy. Can we not agree that that's true by now at this point? But all of a sudden now, I become like a double prosecutor for two people and solving the entire case. But, you know, that's just how these games work. And arguably, I think they are more satisfying in that regard because you get to finish all the loose ends of all the cases. You don't just say, actually, he didn't do it. Who did? Who knows? But he didn't. See ya. The end. Like, that wouldn't be any fun. So you have to just accept that it's not realistic. But this part I do find is weird. How, like, this is the key for this, is to find out exactly where the clue is. That doesn't really matter as long as we all think or know that Shamsbear does want the loot, because that gives him motive. But anyway.
Yeah.
Still doing the dancing. Our last chance, so it has to be worth a gamble. Besides... We've used the same technique once already, and it definitely paid off then. Ooh, that's a clue, I think.
I think it's going to be Sholmes's thingy, isn't it? He's going to show where in the room he touched or something. But how would we get the DNA from Selden to know where it was?
Very well then, counsel, let the court hear your idea. What do you propose we can use in order to locate the hiding place of the deceased convict's hall? Well, it will be the handprints, I guess, because it's not the bottle itself. It's not any of the files. It's not the gas meter.
I guess maybe the handprints would represent the technology.
Yeah.
If it is that is what they're using.
This time we do save though, because
yeah. boop, boop, boop.
Beep, 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 beep. Because what else could represent the skin print thing? You know, like
Yeah.
it's not the envelope. We've thoroughly done that already. We've done that already. It won't be the poison because that's a separate thing. It's not really this either. It's not the gas meter. Like, yes, there's a lock, so maybe key or whatever, but I don't think he's put the loot inside his gas meter. Also, this is a different. This is like Shamspear's gas meter, not Natsume's, I think.
Yeah.
So, it's not the medical report. I don't think it's the crime scene photograph either. It's not the soap. Again, not the envelope. Don't think it's the teacups. It won't be the map nor the book receipt. I don't know why these have been... We barely used these at all this trial. I don't know. Or did we use them even? I don't know. And it's not the armband, as fun as that would be. I think it has to be the handprints on the wall picture.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, those are Mr. Shamspear's handprints on the wall of his lodgings. That's right, my lord. Exposed as a result of the defense's independent investigation of the scene.
Based on a wonderful new discovery in the field of forensic science by the great detective Mr. Sholmes.
A great detective? Is that some kind of joke? Do you really think I'm going to be daunted by a man with such a ridiculous title?
I should think the great bard ought to recognize such a title when he hears one, Mr. Shamspear. Assuming this is... Yes, it is.
Yes, it is indeed.
Perhaps we should compete for the honor of most ridiculous title.
Ah! 'Tis Herlock Sholmes himself!
What are you doing here, great detective? Your usual haunts are the filthy back streets of the capital, are they not? Ah, Mr. Reaper, it's been too long. And I see your complexion has worsened since we last met.
Don't mind the man, he's a vampire. He's always going to be pale. Mr. Sholmes! He does know Lord Sven then. Well enough to say something like that in any case. Mr. Sholmes, though you may be heralded as a great detective by the population at large, that does not give you the right to come and go in my courtroom as you see fit.
If I may, my lord. Mr. Sholmes's newly developed scientific method has helped us to uncover vital clues in this case already.
Clues, you say?
I call them skin prints, my lord. My method identifies every location touched by an individual under scrutiny. It's the method by which we were able to ascertain this gentleman's gas pipe activities.
Ah!
You only need a small sample of something the individual has previously touched to make an indicator solution. In your case, sir, I used the teacup you had been holding. Elementary. So now, Mr. Naruhodo.
Ah, yes?
What am I to use as a sample to make the indicator solution this time?
Thank you for offering to help, Mr. Sholmes. When the convict was arrested, he was living in what is now Saseki-san's room. We need a sample to help locate Selden's loot that is hidden in the old room. What form will that sample take? The gas thing? Because Selden will have touched the gas when he lived in that room. To find a sample, we can't present a person.
Well,
right?
I'm almost wondering... Should it be... No. I don't think it makes sense, but my brain is thinking, would we use Saseki and to eliminate him rather than find out what he has? But then again, it only shows up what they have, so that wouldn't work.
Saseki has never interacted with Selden directly.
No.
Because Selden was dead before Saseki moved in there.
Yeah.
Except a person.
But what evidence would we have that would have been touched by Selden?
The only thing I can think is the gas meter. But the gas meter we have in our possession, in the evidence court record, is Shamspear's gas meter.
Yeah.
The key.
But wouldn't the key have also been touched by Olive? And
yes.
Shamspear? So would you be able to...
Not
or
with
is that me
Shamspear,
using...
Because Shamspear never got to the key.
Well, no, because she... Oh, yeah, she stole it from him, didn't she? But would he have touched it to put it in the box? Yeah, because he must have touched it when he took it off
he
him.
would have.
And
Yeah,
then...
that's true.
Unless it is something like we can. I don't know what's logic. Or game logic.
Game
sort of
logic
thing.
is a little bit unique, obviously.
So maybe it is the key because that's something he's touched.
That's the only thing I can think of that Selden has actually touched. Of all the things we have.
Yeah.
But the problem is, 2 other people have also touched that key. What about the box? No. Well, all that stuff is stuff that he owns.
Yeah. I would say it would either be the key or it would be person. Who?
Can we even
I
present?
mean, Selden was Selden in the list of people?
No, he's not.
Wow.
And we can't present Duncan Ross. We can't present him. That won't help, you know. And again, Suzuki never met him. Neither did Olive, really.
So it must be evident. But we don't even have the key in evidence.
No,
do we?
that's why I'm thinking we actually present Olive. Because upon Olive's person is the key.
Yeah.
It's weird, but... We will need something of Selden's in order to create the indicator solution to find his loot. And something the convict owned happens to be in the possession of somebody listed in the court record.
Upon my word, Mr. Naruhodo, your powers of reasoning appear to be on the up. So, which particular person do you have in mind? From whom could we obtain a possession of the late convict Selden to create the indicator solution? I guess it is Olive then.
It has to be. That's the only actual possession that's of Selden's, right?
Yeah.
Because the thing that Shamspeare had in his secret compartment wasn't Selden's stuff, except for the key. Because the newspaper clipping was just newspaper and that sort of stuff. And then there was the box, and inside the box was the key. And that's what Olive went to steal. Because we know that the key... Selden gave the key to Shamspeare. I think it has to be that.
Take that!
Have you seen that Sapphire has an emote of the armband?
Oh my god! Fantastic. That's a temporary emote. That's great. Yeah, that's what we should present. That's great, Sapphire. Thank you. Miss Green.
Me? What do you want with me?
The key around your neck, if you please.
Sorry?
That key belonged to Selden. There will be remnants of secretions from the man's skin on its surface that we can use. But also both Shamspeare and Olive, though. That's why Yeah. That's why this is a little bit...
This game logic.
Yeah.
Very true.
That is the sample we need. Using it, we can create an indicator solution required from Mr. Shom's skin print seeker. But...
I guess neither of them
You
have
can
been
start
in the
taking
room.
Yeah, I was going to say. You can take samples from multiple places on the key, and you do a little bit. It's like, oh, well, you know, Olive hasn't been in the room, so nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, Shamspeare hasn't been in the room. As far as we know, Soseki only visited Shamspeare, not the other way around.
Yeah.
But then, what about we try on the left side of the key? Oh, this lights up. Aha!
Yeah.
Selden. And find out exactly what Selden touched in the room that he used to rent. Ah!
Mr. Shamspeare is one great to another, I assure you. If the late convict's haul is hidden somewhere in his former lodgings, I shall uncover it in no more than 30 minutes.
Oh boy. So, Mr. Shamspeare, the truth is well within our grasp now, and as such, you will never get your hands on Selden's stolen wealth. Ah!
In that case, I'll gladly let Mr. Sholmes have this key.
No! Give the key to me! The detective shan't have it! It's over, Mr. Shamspear. No. No! You're out of options now. There's only one thing left for you to do.
Confess.
Admit your guilt. Woe. Oh, Shamfulspear! Despair! Be thy name! This guy is my favorite villain of the entire game so far. I love him. Well, okay, Giselle Brett was pretty awesome too. Shut up! She was amazing. Ah, yes, the case has been won. Here comes the full exposition. Here we go. I never intended to kill the man. I just wanted to drive him out of the room, that's all. So you'd have time to find the convict's haul of stolen goods.
Yet after you killed the young man, you still didn't move into the room.
I asked the landlord, of course. I pleaded with him, but he refused. Why? I was 3 months behind with the rent, for one thing. Mr. Garda really has had a lot to put up with. And he had the gas repair work done immediately afterwards, putting the room out of action for a while. And then this Japanese man swooped in at just the right moment to sign the new lease.
Poor Mr. Natsume. What unfortunate timing.
I did voice Giselle Brett as well, yeah. Both of them very over-the-top, high-pitched voices. I guess that's sort of why I enjoyed them, I guess. 5 days ago, after the incident on Briar Road when the Japanese fellow got himself arrested, I thought I'd finally have my chance, but it wasn't to be.
No, the scene was sealed off and guarded by the police night and day.
And if I remember rightly, Mr. Sholmes spent the whole day in there reading books.
Oh yeah, I was just sitting there.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't even enter the room, let alone search for the loot. Which is why, on the day Mr. Natsume was acquitted and returned to his room, you once again tried your trick of blowing air into the gas pipe that feeds the stove in his room.
Unbeknownst to you, however, that action would lead you into a deadly trap.
William Shamspear. How does it go? To be or not to be? That is the question.
From Shakespeare's Hamlet, Act 3, Scene 1.
Well, let me tell you, in your case, it's not to be. That is the answer. You deserve to die for what you've done.
Ah.
Oh, not even muttering, just silent.
Now just silence.
At first, I really did think it was just a terrible accident. I'll never forget our conversation the night before Duncan died.
The gas supply in my new lodgings are a complete disaster, you know, Olive.
The gas supply?
Yes, the stove always seemed to go out in the middle of the night for some reason.
That's no joke.
They say it's the convict's curse.
Oh, Duncan, please, don't stay there. I don't care how cheap it is.
Alright then, if it's that important to you, I'll start looking for a new place.
There are spare rooms at my house. Why don't you leave that horrible room tonight?
No, I'd better not. We'd said we'd wait until we'd graduated before we told our parents, remember?
Aww. But that was the last time we ever spoke. That very night, he fell victim to the gas. If only I'd known it was going to happen, I'd have insisted that he left that horrible room that instant. But instead, all I've been left with is bitter regret. I stopped going to school, but something kept drawing me back to the house on Briar Road. I saw a stooped, Eastern-looking man with a moustache coming out of the house one day when I was there. He walked up the road to Grub's Grubbery for some food, so I followed him and sat myself down next to him. He had some watery-looking soup and started to pick a quarrel with the publican.
The place is cursed, I tell you, cursed! The ghost of that convict who used to live there, trying to suffocate me. I wake up in the middle of the night, freezing to death because the stove has gone out. The room is full of gas and I can hardly breathe. But the pipes have been checked. No problem there. It's like I'm the problem, that's what they're thinking.
But how could that be? Duncan was gone, and now this man had almost suffered the same fate. Could it really be a curse? Then I remembered a rumour I'd heard about how the gas companies go around investigating the gas installations.
A rumor? Ah, you mean...
Yes, everybody's heard the stories, it seems, about how they go around checking the pipes.
How anything connected to the gas can be extinguished by blowing air into the pipework.
Yeah, they did point that out multiple times when it was talking about it. Don't leak our secrets, and people were like, again, everybody knows. I think that was one of the jury
Yeah.
members that said that, yeah.
That's when it started. A little flicker of doubt in the back of my mind that just wouldn't go away. Was it really an accident, though? Once I'd had that idea, it wouldn't leave me alone. It plagued me day and night. So I bought this at one of the black markets in the East End.
Ah, a black market.
I'd never been. I'd just heard people talk about them. And you really can buy anything you can think of there. In some ways, being able to get my hands on this so easily made me even more determined. I had to find out one way or another. Was Duncan's death an accident, or was it murder?
And your chosen method for establishing the truth was simple, but highly effective. Smear poison on the gas pipe you suspected the man of tampering with and wait.
If Mr. Shamspeare was innocent, nothing would come of what you'd done. But if he was guilty, he would pay for his crime dearly.
What about the poor gas inspector who would come around and do it as part of their job?
Yeah, that's kind of a problem, I guess. But I think the idea was the gas inspectors don't come around that often. And the longer it takes, the less lethal it is, because it isn't fresh, so to speak. Which is why Shamspeare survived. Because he was meant to do it earlier, but all of a sudden he couldn't for like 4 days or something.
Yeah.
Because there was no point, because Natsume was arrested for this crime randomly.
Yeah.
So therefore the poison mostly dried out, which is why Shamspeare didn't actually die in the end.
I found out the name of the man I suspected, William Shamspeare. And then I wrote him this little note. I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 p.m. on the 17th. Don't tell anybody else about this letter or the meeting. It is a matter of utmost importance. If he'd done it, I knew that would worry him enough so he'd be sure to go. So I waited to see if it worked.
And of course, Mr. Shamspeare followed the instructions to the letter.
I worked out where the gas pipe was straight away. So I smeared a good amount of poison I'd bought all around the mouth of the pipe. All the time praying that the devil's work wouldn't be done and that it was just some wild fantasy. Actually, no. All the time praying that the devil's work would be done and that the culprit would get his just desserts. Is it just me or did that say just deserts?
Yeah, I did. But isn't that... Hold on. I remember reading something about that.
Now they're muttering.
It is actually spelled that way. Just
Oh.
deserts, yeah. Despite its pronunciations, just deserts with one S is the proper spelling for the phrase, meaning the punishment that one deserves. The phrase is even older than desert, using an older noun version of desert, meaning deserved reward or punishment, which is spelled like the arid
Oh.
land but pronounced like the sweet treat.
Huh.
Yeah, I thought so.
I don't know what I ever thought that phrase meant because I always thought it was just you just
Well,
got
when I first
desserts.
learned it, when I was, when I was a kid learning English, I was like, okay, well, like, you get the dessert after dinner, so therefore it's like a consequence, because it always
Yeah.
comes after. So first you eat the dinner, and then you get your just desserts, right? That's how I thought of it. Like, I didn't think that much of it, but that's like the immediate connection my brain made.
Yeah.
But then later on, like, I remember reading something or hearing something about it and how it actually is one S. And like, that makes no sense because then it would be like a desert. And people say dessert, which again comes down to the amount of anger I have towards English for how everything is pronounced the wrong way. But yeah, so.
Looks like
it's
the
good.
judge has fallen asleep.
I don't blame him. It's been a long one. So the thing is, I really liked this case. I think overall the mystery and stuff was great. But it takes so long to get anywhere. And like so
Yeah.
often we figure out what the thing, and we have to sit through like 20 minutes talking after already having figured it out. That's kind of just Ace Attorney. But I feel sometimes in the Great Ace Attorney it goes even more into it. Like the sheer amount of knowledge we had to know about the fucking gas business for this, I feel like we didn't really need to. They could have gone over that pretty quickly. Just like, this is how the gas works. But yeah, it's fine. I mean, a drone bee was
Yeah.
fun, and Queen Bee was fun. Like, the dialogue is always entertaining, really, for the most part. So it's
Yeah.
good. 3 days ago, when you were first stood in the dock before me, this whole affair seemed relatively straightforward. Yes, my lord. I certainly never imagined the depths of depravity that we should subsequently find lurking behind the scenes.
It has been a long road, my Nipponese friend.
Oh, yes.
And one I certainly didn't envisage walking with you. Holding hands.
You put, I was about to say, you put in a lot more meaning into that. Nevertheless, together we have reached the light at the end of the tunnel, as it were. Miss Green,
Yes, my lord.
you will henceforth be stripped of your freedom as punishment for the attempted murder of Mr. William Shamspeare.
Yes, I know.
And you, Mr. Shamspeare, you'll be tried for the murder of Duncan Ross in cold blood, and the subsequent attempted murder of Mr. Soseki Natsume here present.
There was someone in my chat who raised a good point. I can't remember. Oh, it's Sarah. That if he felt bad that he didn't mean to kill the guy in the first place, why did he just do it again then?
Yeah, exactly. Well, maybe he was like, maybe this time around I won't actually kill him, and he didn't in the end, Like his entire idea was like, make them hate living there so much that they leave, so that I can go in there. But
Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes?
Yesterday, at the hospital, when you and your friend stopped me from...
From ending your life by drinking what was left in the poison bottle.
I wasn't myself. I can't even really remember what was going through my mind. To be or not to be, I suppose. That's a question that's so hard to answer, it seems.
Well, personally, I'm glad of your being here, Miss Green.
Oh,
And I'd like to believe that it's a blessing Mr. Shamspeare didn't die when he ingested the poison. For your sake, at the very least. Aww.
because of you, I chose life, not death. And now you've made the truth come out at last. Really, I can't thank you enough. Oh, Miss Green.
Oh, she's crying too. Well, I'm kind of lying. My eyes are slightly wet. Slightly wet.
I'm just thinking about how she murdered an innocent mouse.
Well, that was an accident. She didn't deliberately murder it.
That's true.
Arguably, we murdered it because we interrupted her.
That is also true. We should go to jail.
Mr. Soseki Natsume. Yes, my lord. The court declares that you are exonerated from all blame in this matter. Accordingly, I would call upon the ladies and gentlemen of the jury to present a verdict of not guilty. We are in full agreement, my lord. In that case, I hereby declare the defendant not guilty.
Pew, pew, pew,
Confetti
pew, pew, pew,
court!
pew, pew. Yay! Oh, look at him having a little huff. And Seeks just stood there like... "Hmm."
And Seek should go to jail, yes.
No!
Court is adjourned. We did it! We did it!
Now they can all be murdered by Fancy.
Yes. 23rd February, 3:24 p.m., the Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. Oh, yes. Yes, at last. Divine justice duly done!
Divine justice? My dear fellow, if there were any divine justice in this world, you would shave that mustache.
Oh my god. No! This has nothing to do with my mustache!
Some say that a luxuriant mustache is a sign of physical prowess, Mr. Sholmes.
Locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Once again, you've saved me from doom! I'm very happy to have been able to help, Mr. Natsume. Congratulations on your acquittal. You're second in almost as many days. I was first acquainted with and gained affection for English literature whilst in our great homeland empire. And then, by a twist of fate, I was brought to the land that bore the fruit of that literature. Only, the city of bricks and mortar became my prison. Try as I might, I never found my feet here. In the end, I confined myself to my room and lived life through friendly old books. Yeah.
You've had such a difficult time, haven't you?
He really didn't do much about being in England. He just read books, which he could have done at home. I guess he found more books here than he did in Japan.
But a week ago now. I dragged you out of that dark and dingy room of yours, did I not?
You did. And I've seen more of life in this week than in all my years to date. And for the first time, I feel I've begun to see the true face of the English that's so far been hiding from me behind the wall of fog.
My dear fellow, there is nothing special about the true face of the English, as you put it. Wheresoever one goes in the world, humans are human. There are few genuine differences. Except that we eat pie sandwiches here, for some reason.
Yes, I think you're right. I finally started to see that, and I've come to understand something. I worked out why I was attracted to English literature in the first place. It made me see that whatever our nationality, we humans all have the same hopes and fears. We're all just doing our best to live. Well said. I've come to feel the same way. I've made a decision too. I'm going to cut short my study tour here and return to Japan. What?
Just when we'd become friends here in England. What a terrible shame.
Oh, I know. That does tug at my heartstrings, it really does. But I've decided I'd like to take everything I've learned here in Britain and write something of my own. A novel of sorts, I suppose.
Oh my! So you'll be creating your own literature, Mr. Natsume? How wonderful!
Oh, well, no, I mean, I wouldn't presume to call it literature.
Why not, when that is precisely the definition, Mr. Mustache?
I suppose you're right, yes. It will, in a way, be literature. But as of now, all I know is that I like to try my hand at writing. I have no delusions of grandeur.
Well, when we next see him, he's really, like, up himself, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
It's all gone to his
He's
head.
very arrogant about his super writer.
I, for one, would love to read your work.
Well, all things considered, it may be for the best. After all, you have once again emerged victorious. From a battle with the Reaper.
Ah, that's very true.
And there is no salvation for a person in the dock when the Reaper is the prosecutor.
The desire to return post-haste to the perceived safety of your homeland is one I quite understand.
My goodness, yes. Faced with such a terrifying prospect. Nobody would consider that cowardly, I'm quite sure.
Listen, can we do something about the fact that this prosecutor, who, by the way, we've kicked his ass every single time we've gone up against him, has a rumored history of somehow killing every single person he's been in court with? Well, not person, but like every accused. That feels like something that should be investigated.
We don't
right?
need to look into that. That's
There is, if it's such a well-known thing that, oh yeah, everyone knows that if you go up against Reaper, you die no matter what. Like, okay, should we maybe do something about that? Scotland Yard, please?
I always think that when they say, like, ain't no witch or wizard who went bad who weren't in Slytherin. I'm like, maybe investigate the teachers then?
Yeah,
and,
maybe the
just
actual
have a look
people
at,
who
is there,
run
is there not like
Slytherin?
an Ofsted for magical
Yeah.
schools that should look
Also,
into this?
You know, in retrospect, perhaps it was a bad idea of like having the sorting hat be like, this person seems evil. We'll put them in the evil camp. Like, maybe not. Maybe put them in nice camp so that they become nice. Maybe mix about a little bit, ideally. I mean, Christ. But that's not why I'm leaving. I mean it. Objection! Objection! And that was the case we found ourselves embroiled in 6 months ago now. Soseki-san did indeed return to Japan and submitted a report about both cases to the government. As on reading the report, that Professor Mikotoba was prompted to visit the scholar. And barely any time later, Susato-san was giving the news that she must return to Japan as well, on the back of a telegram stating falsely that her father had fallen gravely ill.
Oh, yeah.
It was very mysterious, that, yeah. The only possible explanation that comes to mind is what happened after the trial on the following day. The day that we uncovered the loot hidden by the now deceased convict in his former lodgings.
Oh.
24th February, 10:13 a.m., Mr. Natsume's room.
Oh, well done, Mr. Sholmes. How simply marvellous of you. To uncover the secret hiding place in just one day.
Wasn't it supposed to take 30 minutes?
As I believe I told you, my dear fellow, skin prints are extremely useful in such situations. Wouldn't you agree, Gregson?
Oh, there's a lot of Briony voices here. I think I'll have to take over Sholmes, I think.
Okay. Gregsy's been happily munching in agreement this whole time, you know, Hurley.
Happily. I think perhaps humorlessly might be closer to the truth.
So, it transpires the man's fashioned a hiding place in the ceiling. And what's in it? What exactly is the loot? Let us look then, if you're ready. Let's examine the late burglar's hall. What is that?
Oh.
Ooh.
A dog collar?
It looks to me some sort of neckband or collar.
Collar? It's huge, though.
It's from the Hound of the Baskervilles.
Yeah, it is.
Dun, dun, Damn.
And that was the final case that we weren't allowed to read through.
Yes. And look at all the gemstones set in it. I can see why it was claimed to be worth £1,000. Perhaps I could have it as a belt. Oh, have you noticed on the inside there? There's
It's a B. It's a B for Baskerville as well. So
It is. There are some dark stains. Blood.
So the style of that B. Did you see that Boba drew me a logo? I don't know if you saw that. A Boba logo.
You got a Boba logo?
Just randomly on Discord, Boba just posted a bunch of like logos she's done for my R, like the R in Rythian, and she was like drawn the R in that fancy style, and I was like, damn, that's nice.
Oh, I think I did see the pictures of your ass.
Yeah. Why? You knew what you were gonna say. You knew exactly what you were gonna say.
Just the ones you put in Discord. I just remember seeing them.
And you claim to be the innocent one.
It was Silas made me do
It
it.
was Silas. Christ. Oh yeah. I don't know where to use those. When to use them because I already have my R, but it's very pretty and they were nice. And she was kind to make them for me. I didn't even ask. She just made them randomly.
She's very sweet like that.
Yeah. You don't think there could be blood, do you?
Oh.
I mean, there's quite a lot of it.
On second thoughts, perhaps I won't have it as a belt. Then, of course, there's this emblem here. A large letter B and a small crown.
House of Baskerville. What does it signify, do you think?
Oh, I hadn't noticed that. I feel as though I've seen that emblem somewhere before. You know? Where could it have been?
In the documents for your manuscript of the Hounds of Baskerville. See? See?
Oh.
He's immediately serious because he knows there's something serious about that. That's enough of that, I think. What? What's the matter with Mr. Sholmes? All the colour has drained from his face. Well, Inspector, I believe you ought to be taking this, oughtn't you? Oughtn't. It will be valuable evidence, after all. It must be kept safely under lock and key.
Yes. Get your grubby hands off that, you lot, and hand it over. Now!
Yeah, they're working together. Like, that was pre-planned, as the thing. Big I'd never seen a collar that large before, and all those jewels certainly look to be extremely valuable. That's not what stood out the most to me, at least not once I'd noticed it. Those dark marks on the inside of the collar, stains, could they really have been blood? Thank you, Sukonis, by the way. Damn, a whole year of Rythian. Yeah, hell yeah, man. Thank you very much.
Well, that was a funny case, wasn't it? But it's all buttoned up now.
And you look very pleased, Iris.
I am, because I was starting to wonder what I could use as the basis of this month's story in the magazine. But this case will be perfect. It's been so fascinating.
You're talking about the latest installment of The Adventures of Herlock Sholmes, I presume?
The mystery of the knife in the mist, and the mustache man in the convict's curse, perhaps. I can make it a 2-part story.
Not bad.
Oh, I can't wait.
A word, please, Iris.
Yes? What is it, Hurley?
I'm sorry, but you can't write about this case. It's out of the question.
What? Why not? It's a great case.
Then I shall have to insist that you limit yourself to the first of your 2 titles. The second must never be written. Is that clear?
Yes.
Writing. Why? Oh, I'm so curious now.
Solseki-san's cases became buried in obscurity.
We had speaking
Say that
words.
again. We have voice. I want to hear we talked over it.
Now, looking back, I feel I understand. I can see why Mr. Sholmes forbade Iris from publishing the story.
God, he has
You
a
do
bit of a
that voice
Japanese
really
tone.
well.
He has a bit of a Japanese tone to him. Like, I can see why Mr. Sholmes forbade Iris from publishing the story. He's got a bit to it. Oh, it's great. And Susato has as well. Like,
Yeah.
it really feels like they are Japanese people speaking English. Or maybe that's just me thinking of stereotypes, but yeah.
It would take a little longer before I saw the link between everything that had happened and would happen. For it wasn't until 2 months after the arrival of Susato-san's letter that events began to unfurl again, with an incident that took place at the very heart of the eagerly awaited Great Exhibition of London.
Oh.
Oh, damn.
Huh.
And
Do.
the Key of Knowledge achievement.
Ooh. For smart people who are smart.
Yes. The Return of the Great Departed Soul. Twisted Karma and His Last Bow. The Resolve of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Man. I do like this game a lot. It is long, and it's taking up a lot of time from us, but that's why I think it's good that it is an episodic format.
Yeah.
So we can take a break every now and then to do something else. But I am really enjoying playing this together with you. It is really fun, and I'm looking
It's
forward to being
good.
done with it. Speaking of, next week we are going to take a break.
Yes.
We are going to play another game called Superbugs Awaken, which is... Do you guys remember when we played Operation Tango? When we had like one person like giving information and another person doing stuff, and it was very much like two-person working together for a heist. Well, we're doing something, it's going to be something similar for Superbugs Awaken, where there's one person back in the lab and one person out in the field. So we're going to need to like communicate and stuff with each other to solve the problem. Came out recently. In fact, I think it came out today, I think. But we had this...
Man about it, yeah.
Yeah, but we had this to do, so we did this first. So next week we're going to give it a go. I think that should be really fun. And yeah, and we're going to be doing a little bit of that, and then we're going to be back again to Ace Attorney, and then We Were Here Forever is coming out in May. So we'll see how far we've gotten along that one. Maybe finish case 3, maybe even finish case 4, depending on how long. But they're pretty long, so probably not. Like,
Yeah.
It usually takes at least 4 sessions, more than 4 sessions usually, to finish a case. But yeah. So that's sort of the plan, I think, for these Friday slots. We mostly do Ace Attorney, but every now and then, if it's a good moment in between, take a break to play some other stuff, because there's always fun new co-op games to try, and they are fun to play, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Thursdays we do Stardew with Boba and Xylus. Filthmongers, as they are. So it's a lot of Briony. I hope you guys are as happy about that as I am. Because it's good times. But that's it for the week for us. I guess you still have bunnies on Sunday?
Well, I think I'm gonna take Sunday off because
Oh, because Alex.
spend time with Alex.
Yeah.
So it's just gonna
That's
be
a
a very
good call.
smushy weekend.
Yeah.
Smushy.
You could have an Alex stream. Just like film him instead of filming the bunnies.
Was he sleeping because he's
Yeah.
so jet lagged?
Yeah. Just have an Alex sleepy stream. Where
Yeah.
you just talk every now and then and just like throw him treats to see if he wakes up, you know, that sort of thing.
Have a treat redemption as well.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. Fantastic. So in that case, enjoy the weekend very much. If you want to do something, I'm around. And otherwise, watch some Lord of the Rings, I guess. And then have fun as soon as Alex comes home.
Nice.
For
Do
the
have
rest of
any
you, hope
thoughts?
you guys have a lovely weekend as well. Neither me or Brian will be streaming, but I'm sure some of our cool friends will be if you're looking for entertainment. If not, you'll see both of us next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Have a lovely time, everyone. Then I guess it's time to say goodbye.
Yeah.
So
Thank
bye,
you
everyone, in
again.
Briony's stream.
Thank
Bye,
you, Woody
everyone, in
and
Briony's
chat.
stream. And thank you, Briony, and see you around Briony. Bye, 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 bye.
Bye.
That's it, friends. That's it. That's the stream. That's the week. I will see you next time on Monday. For Armchair Admirals. So let me go ahead and throw a stream Breeze way, and we'll say goodbye. This is Bree, right? Yeah, it's not underscore or anything. Good. I'm gonna turn off the lamps, and I'm gonna sit here in the dark. Hello. It's me. You can still sort of see me in the light of the screen. Here in the dark. But yeah, go say hi to Bree. See you around, everyone. Bye-bye. Thank you for the subs and stuff. Bye-bye-bye.